Hey gang, it's Chris Shepard here, and today we're going to talk about a technique that I like to call slinky shapes. I got the backing track from Mega Guitar Tube on YouTube. So here's the deal. A lot of people like to try to experiment with outside type guitar playing, but don't really know how to approach it. This is a great simple technique that's kind of easy to wrap your head around, sounds super dope, and it's just cool. So the pattern I'm going to show you today starts in the key of E minor, or E7, E funk, whatever you want to call it. I like to use this pattern in like a jazz fusion context, little funk soul, maybe like a Fish style, Dead style jam, but it can also be used in metal as well, or bluegrass, rockabilly, pretty much whatever you want to do if you want to stretch your ear a little bit and mess with people's heads a little. So the basic deal is we're only using 3 fingers, which is great for me since I totally messed up my wrist a few weeks ago and I'm just getting better, so I can kind of only use 3 fingers right now. Okay, so check it out. We're starting with our 3rd finger at the 12 on the low E. Then we go to the A string at the 11th fret with our 2nd finger. It lays right there. Then our 1st finger comes right down on the C natural on the D string at the 10th fret. So it's super simple. It's just like this little diagonal. But then all I do is I slide it down 1 fret. That's the pattern for the entire lick. Check it out. It's super wild. 3, 2, 1, slide. Now at that point, if I go to the A string, I'm at the 11th fret on the A. So now it's going to go 11, 10 D, 9 G. Slide. That's another augmented arpeggio. Now at that point, my 1st finger should be at the 8th fret on the G string, which then brings my 3rd finger to the 10th fret on the D string. 10, 9, 8. Now that's a C major chord. That doesn't fit the augmented triads that we've been doing, but it fits the physicality of the instrument. So now we are... it's been a few weeks since I've done this stuff. Okay, so we are starting at 12 on the low E. Do a little slide. Then we go 11 on the A. Then we go 10 on the D. And of course, then we're going to go 9 on the G. So that whole lick went. So let's just say now that we're going to work our way backwards down the neck. I'm going to slide with my 1st finger at 7, down to 6. Then I play 2nd finger 7 on the B, 3rd finger 8 on the G. And then that brings my 1st finger to the 6th fret on the B, slide down to 5, 2nd finger comes down to the 6th fret on the G, 7th fret on the D. I bring my 1st finger over a string, I'm at the 5th fret, guess what I do? I slide it down and come across the next string, so now it's 4, 5, 6, and then I come over to the 4 on the D, slide down, 3, 4, 5. So the descending part of the lick went like this. 7, 6, 5, 4. So that whole thing went like this. It's pretty sweet. So now I'm at the 5th fret and I'm going to work my way back up the neck. So what I do is I slide from 5 with my 3rd up to 6. Now my 2nd's already lined up on the A string at the 5th. My 1st finger comes right down on the 4th finger on the D string. And at that point, my 3rd finger comes over to the 6th fret. It's right in position. It's nothing to think about. Slide up. Put the 2nd down. Put the 1st down. Boom. Then I take my 3rd finger again, move it over 1. Nothing to think about. Just drop it a string. It's already there for you. Hit the 7, slide up to 8, 7 on the G, 6 on the B with the first. Once again, drop it again on the G string to the 8th fret, slide up to the 9, 8 on the B, 7. So that went like this. From the 5th fret, let's look at that a little quicker. Now, I don't want you to get too hung up on like what chords and what scales you're playing, what arpeggios you're doing, because honestly, the pattern just sounds so cool that you really don't have to stress about it at all. Just like pick your root note, like I picked E, and just start moving them around. Let's do all that nice and slow, starting from 12. 11A, 10D, 9G, come down, cross up, 6B, 5G, 4D, slide up, 6E, then we go 6A, slide up to 7, 7 slide up to 8, 8 slide up to 9. Okay, so now at this point, I want to make my way back to the 12th fret on the low E. So what I do is I slide from 7 up to 8 on the high E, work my way down, 9 on the B, 10 on the G. And then check this out. I just move my first finger from the high E up to the B at the 8th fret, slide up 1, come down the pattern, come up another string, I'm at 9 on the G, slide up, come on down, get on the D string at the 10, slide up, 12, 13, slide back in, and we're home. So there are a few different ways to manipulate this technique. You can slide up with your first finger. You can slide down with your first finger. You can slide up with your second finger. You can slide down with your second finger. And of course, you can slide up with your third finger. Or you can slide down with your third finger. And then if you want to come the other way, slide up with your first. Slide down with your first. Slide up with your second. That's actually kind of like bluegrass sounding. Check it out. You can slide up with your third, or slide down with your third. So honestly, I just kind of like let my fingers do what they're going to do. One that I've noticed that works well for me and sounds super cool is 3, 2, 1, slide, 3, slide up. So that pattern once again is 3, 2, 1, slide down, 3, slide up, 2, 1, slide down. It's pretty sweet. I pretty much just stick to patterns that work well for my fingers, but if you really want to get nutso, I'm sure you can. You get what I'm getting at. It's pretty wide open. You can make a lot of really cool sounds. You know, make yourself sound like Pat Martino or Alan Holdsworth without actually even knowing what you're doing, which is kind of cool. Alright, so that's our video for today. Slinky shapes for the guitar. If you like what you're seeing, please subscribe to the Tone Canyon channel. Please leave some comments and share it with everyone who you think would enjoy it. Have a great day and be awesome.